Service, your garden Staudinger is back. Today I have an exciting topic for you. Geranium Myth Debunked. How to make the $2.99 plant live for 20 years. And no, today it's not about roses, tomatoes, or exotic magic plants. Today, it's all about the geranium, the queen of the window boxes, the diva with the permanent smile. Many treat it like disposable decor. Head to the hardware store, pay $2.99, shove it into the box, it blooms through the summer, then it's off to the trash. But hey, the geranium isn't just a cheap summer fling. It's actually a perennial plant, an evergreen subshrub that can live to be 20 years old. Yes, 20. That's longer than some relationships last. The geranium myth, the underestimated survival artist. Did you know that most geraniums come from South Africa? Where the sun shines, zebras graze, and frost is a foreign word. No wonder our winters make them shiver. The plant thinks, hello? 0 degrees? I quit immediately. But don't panic. With a little know-how, you can easily get it through the cold season. Geraniums are basically like your mother-in-law. They seem demanding, but once you know the rules, they're actually quite low maintenance. Step 1. The haircut before winter sleep. Before moving into its winter quarters, it's time for a clear cut. All flowers gone, buds off, leaves down. Yes, I know, it hurts the heart. It's like taking away your dog's favorite toy. But believe me, it's for the greater good. Cut it back to about 10 centimeters. It might look like a plucked chicken at first, but in spring it will return like a phoenix from the ashes, bushy, strong, and full of blooms. Short-term pain, long-term balcony explosion. When choosing where to cut, make sure the pruning shears are placed a finger's width above a leaf node. This is the point where the plant can best form new shoots in the spring, and thus the basis for the following year's glorious bloom. Step 2. The perfect winter quarters. Geraniums like it like a refrigerator in winter. The ideal ambient temperature is stable between 5 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius, 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. A bright location is absolutely essential at these temperatures. If the plant were stored at temperatures above 10 degrees Celsius with little light, it would sprout prematurely and form so-called etiolated shoots, long, thin, and weak growths that unnecessarily weaken the plant. Not warmer, not colder. So the ideal spots are cellar windowsill, unheated garage, conservatory. And now the most important thing. Rest, rest, rest. This is not a plant that wants to party in the winter. The geranium says, wake me up again in May. No disturbances before then, please. Step 3. The watering debate. Water in winter is like a tricky contract. Too little, it starves of thirst. Too much, it drowns in the pot. Therefore, only a small sip now and then. Geraniums prefer a glass of water in the winter, not a whole beer barrel right away. Tip: stick your finger into the earth. If it's still slightly moist, do nothing. If it's bone dry, give it a sip. That's it. No drama. Step 4. The security check before check-in. Very important, pest control. Aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies are like stubborn roommates. Once you have them in, you never get them out. And in winter quarters, they multiply faster than kittens on a farm. SO: check them before bringing them in. Treat them with home remedies if necessary. Several proven home remedies are suitable for this. Soapy water, a mixture of about 50 grams of liquid soft soap per 1 liter of lukewarm water is considered effective. The plant should be thoroughly rinsed or sprayed with it, with special attention to the undersides of the leaves, where pests typically hide. To eliminate newly hatched creatures, the treatment should be repeated every 2 to 3 days for a period of 1 to 2 weeks. Neem oil. This oil works systemically by inhibiting the development and reproduction of pests. It is a gentle and effective alternative, especially for light to moderate infestations. Rapeseed oil and water mixture. A solution of 150 milliliters of rapeseed oil per 1 liter of water can smother pests by forming a fine oil film. Caution is advised here. The mixture should not be used on very sensitive or hairy leaves, and the treatment should ideally take place in the early morning or late afternoon to avoid leaf burn. Alternative wintering methods. For the experimental among you, there's not just the pot with a break method. No, the craziest ideas are circulating out there. Bare root in boxes, knock off all the soil, put them in a box. Sounds like the vegetable drawer in the fridge, but it works. The loose soil is shaken off the roots, taking care to preserve the highest possible percentage of fine roots. Alternatively, the main roots can be severely shortened. Each plant is then individually wrapped in newspaper. The packaged plants are placed side by side in a box or crate and stored in a cool place, typically the cellar. Upside down in a bag, hanging the plants is the most extreme form of wintering and offers maximum security against overwatering, ideal for those who tend to forget watering rules. After unpotting and heavy pruning, all leaves are removed and the roots are completely freed of soil. The roots of the plant are wrapped in a plastic bag, for example, a freezer bag, which is then sealed with a tie. It is important that only the root ball is covered. Small air holes must be poked into the bag to ensure minimal ventilation. It looks like you're storing a vampire, but there are people who swear by it. Caring for it like a houseplant. Simply replant it in new soil, put it indoors, and treat it like a green plant. But beware, it will then become thin, long, and pale in January. Not sexy. Spring, the Great Awakening. From February/March, something slowly stirs in the pot. The first shoots sprout, usually long, pale, and somewhat ugly. These are called etiolated shoots. Pinch them out immediately, they're useless. They are like New Year's Eve rockets, briefly bright then pointless. From March, your geraniums are allowed out during the day. But watch out. No blazing sun. Otherwise they'll get sunburn. And that looks awful. First put them on the balcony in semi-shade, and from the ice saints, mid-May, they can go back into the spotlight. And then, folks, hold on tight. The flowering power explodes as if they had saved up energy for a year. In parallel, repotting takes place. The plants must be placed in new, high-quality bedding and balcony soil, as the old soil is usually depleted after the previous season. An immediate supply of fresh nutrients and an optimal substrate structure is essential for a powerful start. Experts recommend choosing containers that are approximately twice the size of the original root ball to stimulate the growth of vigorous new roots and thus the energy supply for the upcoming bloom. Only after repotting do you start watering slowly and carefully so as not to overwhelm the dormant roots. My conclusion: geraniums are not disposable. Goods. The geranium is not a single-use item. It is a loyal balcony companion that can accompany you year after year. You just have to treat it to a cool hotel room in winter and place a glass of water by the bed now and then. And the best part? While your neighbour spends another €50 at the garden centre in spring, you stand there casual as a professional and bring your old ladies out of the cellar. They'll bloom and laugh in your face. S.O. Sharpen your shears, sort out your winter quarters, save your geraniums. And if you want to dive even deeper, be sure to check out my video where I personally test rosemary. Rosemary can do more than you think. Rosemary self-test. Make yourself a tea from thyme, mallow, and licorice, and feel your body breathe again. And don't forget, good mood and less stress are at least as important as herbal tea. If you liked the video, subscribe, activate the bell, otherwise you'll miss the next garden secrets. Please also share this video with your family and friends. That way, you help this knowledge reach even more people. Until then, service, your garden Staudinger, and thanks for being here.